Good morning. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I am late. My timing was an hour off on the alarm. So here I am. And here you are. Hello, Kathy Hand. Good morning, Bethany Kovacs and Joanne Castrillo. Good morning to all of you. All right, so let's go into our hearts and do the heart brain. And shared this out a couple of places. So if you want to help do that, just please share it for me. Okay, so hand on the heart and slow down your breathing. Add in the joy. Thank you for being here this morning. Mama Hada Bear, good morning to you. There's no sound. Okay. Does anybody have sound? Oh, Joanne, you can hear it. Okay. Yeah, I thought there was sound because it's saying the words on the screen that I'm saying. Tammy Fisk, good morning. And Kathy Hand has sound. So Kathleen, who was it that couldn't hear? Oh, your volume was down. Oh, it's Catherine. Okay, good. Thank goodness. I don't need one more thing to go wrong here this morning. So let's turn this around. Good morning. It's Wow Wednesday. How's everybody doing? What's going on in your world? And hopefully this weather has settled down a little bit for some of you. It has here, I think, at least for another day or so. I have a feeling we're gonna get something coming up because there was a warning about the weather. So it's wintertime. We're just gonna adapt and do what we can do, right? Auntie Jean, good morning. Tammy Fisk, good morning to you. All right, everyone. Thank goodness the blog was short last night. so I'm going to read that and pull us a Kuan Yin card, and we'll get into the prayer request this morning. But what's your wow today? Anybody have a wow you want to share while I get the blog up and ready to read it? Oh, thank you, Kathy Hand. It's called Focus on Love. And like I said, it's a short one this morning. Audrey Hepburn said, "For beautiful eyes, look for the good in others. For beautiful lips, speak only words of kindness. And for poise, walk with the knowledge that you are never alone." Good morning, Blue. I fully believe that we find what we are focused on. If we are consumed with the wrongs in the world, with how terrible people treat others and all the dramatic events, then indeed we will continue to have that show up for us. On the other hand, if we are seeking more peaceful interactions, more loving kindness and compassion, then we will surely find that it is all quote, out there for us to experience. It is just a matter of what do we want to experience. When we hear the teachings of someone like Dr. Wayne Dyer, change your perspective, change your world, we sometimes groan or stop listening. He was not the only one doling out this kind of wisdom. Many of the great teachers shared about how important it is to have a positive mindset. We truly do get what we give and find what we seek. Dear angels, it is true that we cannot change anyone else other than ourselves. However, we can live by example and show others by our words and our deeds that how we perceive the world is important. It shapes our lives and influences our actions. Dear ones, show up for yourselves first and see the importance of open-mindedness. Once you see how your life is affected by what you feed your mind, you will have more of an understanding of how change truly takes place in your world. You have a greater impact than you realize as you interact with others. Your smile, your demeanor, your warm acceptance can make the difference in someone's life. The love you give doesn't just stop with one person. It spreads out into each person's inner circle and keeps moving forward from there. All these connections affect many more than you could even imagine. Try a word of kindness today. Make it a personal challenge. You may not know how many lives you affect, and that's okay. You will feel the difference inside of you, and hopefully it will motivate you to do more acts of kindness in your world. Dear angels, today I promise to be more aware of showing love and acceptance into the world. Deirdre just showed up. Good morning. Glad that you made it, Deirdre, and I hope you're feeling better. Give us some good news there, okay, on that end. And Blue, I'm so glad you're here. How are you doing? How's Vermont and all the Vermonsters out there? It's the love virus. Give it to everyone, Auntie Jean says. Indeed. All right, so let's see what Kuan Yin has to say. It is moved by the call. Wild love of my own soul, I call upon you. I trust in the process of letting go and the wild, loving life calling me to my divine destiny. I trust in my fearless spirit. Moved by the call. Have you had the call to be kind? Have you had the call to maybe do an act of kindness for someone? You know, it's more than just buying somebody a cup of coffee. That's really good. It's a blessing to receive, and I have been on the receiving end of that. But how about if you pay for a meal, or if you give a blanket to someone who is out in the cold and doesn't have shelter? Those are acts of kindness that you really don't know how much you're affecting that person's life. So we all get urges, we all get messages to do and to help. Maybe it's a horse that you can start paying attention to, like our Dolly. Maybe it's someone you know that's ill, and your call is to just help them in whatever way that looks like. Whatever's going on in your heart, just answer the call. Just show up. You're showing up for you as well as for them. So pay attention when you get an urge, because there's a reason for that. You may have the ability to change someone's course of their life just by your actions or your words or your smile. Good morning, Christina. Oh, yep, that's a call you hear. Absolutely is. And I know that you answer those calls. Kathy Hand, Bob has a horrible head cold. He went to work. We're wearing ourselves out, I guess, with the stressful situation we're involved in. Change it around, flip that switch and say, nope, there's lots going on, but I choose to stay in my high vibration, because when you're in that high vibration, you change the course. You're in control. You plug in that GPS and tell it where you want to go. So vitamin C is Bob's best friend right now. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice, but I think that's a pretty well-known fact that when you amp up the vitamin C, your body can really fight whatever is going on with it. And Deirdre, I saw that you were getting on the other side of all of your stuff that was going on, and I'm so happy about that. Not there yet, but you're upright. Good. Yes, you were definitely missed. And Kathy says, just glad to see you here and know you're getting better. That's the thing, just take it one step at a time, do a little bit of improving, and then before you know it, you're going to be doing jumping jacks again. And Jean says, people are stepping up here for the thousands of immigrants we have here. It's good to see. It's good to see that people are open-minded and open-hearted and want to do something. There has to be a desire there. I'm going to read the card again, because I think this is really something we all need to hear, especially at this time of year, especially with it so cold outside, and the weather is so tumultuous everywhere. And we need to just pay attention to what can I do? What can I do? And maybe it's not going out into the midst. Not everybody's called for that, but you're called for something. You're here on purpose. And the card said, wild love of my own soul, that's you. I call upon you. I trust in the process of letting go and the wild, loving life calling me to my divine destiny. I trust in my fearless spirit. Fearless. What does that mean? What does it mean to go forward without fear? Right? For some, that's an unknown. For some, that's just a way of life, is living in the fear. Yeah, I agree, Deirdre. There's a lot of cruelty out in the world. And Kathleen says, love is the healer, Deirdre, and there is so much love for you. Absolutely. Charlie, good morning to our Charlie Charming. He woke up this morning and he's with us. Probably already cooked breakfast, right, Charlie? Marlene, good morning, my Canadian friend. But it's really cold up where you are. Unless you sent all of it to us, that's a possibility too, that you gave it all away. But I think Canada probably kept some of that cold all for themselves. Yep, you did breakfast already. What was for breakfast, Charlie? Annie 7 is here. Good morning, Annie. Okay, anybody have prayer requests this morning? This is Wednesday, and this is prayer day. So I'm going to get the prayer list up. Oh, it's warming up, Marlene. Good news. And good news for us because we warmed up here in Colorado as well. It's already 43 this morning. That is so much better than the minus degrees that we were having. Oh, you got freezing rain though. Okay. And Kathleen says, praying for everyone there, Auntie Jean. So difficult to see what these people are going through. Yeah, it really is. It's hard to watch it and envision that humans can do stuff to each other like that. So, yeah, let's keep the whole area of Texas lifted up right now for the people that are there. And Joanne says, Charlie makes great omelets. He sure does. I love Charlie's cooking. And Deirdre says, prayers for all humans, for Gaia, for world peace, and for attention to human trafficking. Yes, yes. I was trying to remember what I saw last night, or I know what I saw, but it was in Kentucky. There was an incident in Kentucky yesterday where a little girl was grabbed from the street and it was witnessed. And the witnesses called the police and they were able to get to her before anything happened. So it's so important. I saw that for a reason. It's important for us to say something. If you see something, say something. And yes, Joanne, prayers for all innocent children who live in unstable situations. They do not have a voice. Yeah, there's so much of that going on. Thank you, Joanne, for that prayer. Hope Wellington Marshall, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Ricky and Josie, good morning. Thank you for coming in. And Ricky, what's happening with the renovation there? Is your carport totally down? Do you have that fresh look at your house? I bet you do. And Hope is asking prayers for her daughter Montana's swift healing. And so it is. That was just a miracle for her. And thank you for sharing that with us, Hope, and letting us lift her up. All right, any other prayer requests? Go ahead and put those in. Please continue to pray for my friend Denise that I'm here with and her daughter. They are supposed to fly out today to Europe, and we're still waiting for that visa to arrive. So let's all get behind that with our prayers that it shows up this morning. Let me find the prayer list. Here we go. And Catherine Kovacs, you caught a cold, and yes, we will pray for you. Kathy Hand, prayers for all those affected by addiction and those who believe suicide is the only way out of a difficult situation. Yes, and praying for the family of those who make that decision and follow through with it. Yeah, it's very, very traumatic in all situations where that's the choice. Ricky, the carport's gone, entering phase 2, which is the landscaping. Awesome. All right, so on our Peapod prayer list, we lift up all the P's for peace, which is all of you that are here and everyone who's behind this whole project of sharing more peace into the world. Thank you for those travel prayers. Praying for peace on earth. That's my biggie. My big goal every day is to do more educating to people of how we can have peace on earth, how we can help each other get through whatever is going on. And Kathleen, please add Colleen to be able to get back to Florida from Texas tomorrow, having trouble with flights, as so many are having now. Yes, it is quite the disaster right now, isn't it? So let's lift up all of those who are stranded, all those who were supposed to be in a certain place and unable to get there, all the difficulties that's going on with some of the airlines. And hopefully things will come back to a place where we can be able to go where we need to go without worrying about what's going on with that particular airline. So let's get into our list. And if there's anyone you want to add, there's our Isabel. Isabel, are you on the road or have you left Boston yet? Let us know what's going on with you and how we can help surround you with love. All right, so any prayer requests that you want to add, just type it in. And here we go. We pray for Prachetta and for Cheer and Goofy. They were together over the holiday. I was so happy to see that. For Aunt Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her daughters and her mom, Abha, Billy and Tim, and especially for Brian, who is trying to fight his way back to health. Please lift that little guy up. He's having a very difficult time right now. For Sheila and Kevin, my brother Gary, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly Lankford, my nieces and nephews, Loretta and Cecil, Joanne Castrillo, her husband John, and their family, especially Jackie and the grandson Eris. And Jean is adding prayers for the people involved in a 200-car pileup in China. My goodness, yes. Deirdre, praying for complete health for you, Deirdre, and for your daughter Dania and Thump the cat, for your sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni, Tia Fernetti, Nancy Stanger, Mickey, Suzanne. I haven't seen her on this morning, but prayers for Suzanne and her family, especially her daughters Jillian and Jackie, and her granddaughter and her sister Karina, Marietta and Ed, Good Girl Pearl, Mr. Wiggles, and the boat Sweet Dreams, which I think is doing very well right now. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and family, DJ Blaze, Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie, Tom and Mary, which are Josie's parents, and Blue. I hope you got that into the grid yesterday, and Jean. Rick had asked for that yesterday for prayers for them. Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Loriot and their family, Jean and Ron Loriot and all of their beautiful family. Christina and Carrie, and so good to have you with us today, Christina. Mary Lou Burdick and her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs and their family and fur babies, and lifting Catherine up for perfect health. Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and their family, Colin and Marlena, and Bo and Candy Hand. And has Marlena left yet? Kathy, is she headed back to North Carolina? We need to lift her up for travel prayers. That's what we need to know. Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, her daughter and grandchildren, and her sister. I haven't seen Pat Moss on yet. Let me see if maybe she's on another channel. No, I don't see Pat, so let's lift her up. Oksana is here on YouTube, and has some anxieties about paying bills. So I'm affirming God is my instant and everlasting supply, and that the bill is paid in divine order. So let's lift Oksana up this morning. I'm pretty sure you're on our list. Maybe I just haven't gotten to it yet. And Jennifer is here. Good morning, Jen. All right, so where am I? Becky LaFave and her son Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, especially his brother Raymond and wife Kathy. Hope Wellington Marshall and Zena, and Hope's parents Winston and Cynthia, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandkids and her sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah, Oksana, there you are, and your mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, and Max and his teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul, and your daughters, Inesh and Teresa. Kathy says Marlena is headed back tomorrow with the cat that was abandoned here. Awesome. And prayers for this little cat, Doobie, and for Marley giving him a new happy life. Indeed. All right. So we have Beata with skin cancer and her daughter, Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux, and their sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord, and their children and grandchildren, and Stacy's mom, Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean and Dave Walensky, and the fur babies, Pocky, Gruff, Busy Bee, Blue, Lulu, and Gizmo. Dolly the horse. Was good to see a picture of her and Dave. Chance the horse, Pam Moore, Gordy's family and friends, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie, and Dylan, and sweet baby Maxwell. Only a few more months before he'll be in the world. Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Angel Fullerton, Lillian in Norway. We haven't had an update on her mom in a while, so let's lift her mom up, her daughter and her son and her grandson. Kathleen Caputo, baby Wyatt and his mom Mandy, baby Haven, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey, my new little guy that I've been sending a lot of love to over in the UK. He is has a heart that's failing, and so let's pray for him for these last ever how long it is that he has on this earth, and what a beautiful attitude he has. Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis, and all her family over in Kenya, and the fur babies there. And there's Suzanne. Good morning. Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her family, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk and her daughter and sister Tracy, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and her mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family, and her sister-in-law Sharon, Diana Bertut, Jeannie and her sister Merle, and Jeannie's husband Al, who we're pretty sure is only days away from making his transition. The area of Boulder, Colorado. And Kathleen says Mandy is Haven's mom, and she's recovering very well from her operation. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for that update. Deb Goldberg and her family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and their family, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Ria and her family, Sherry Gatewood and Padama, Hummingbird Rising, Tammy Hill and her family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Teri Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, the Walters family, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marion Pish and family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny, Rick Olfick, John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney, and travel prayers for Kuka and her husband, and recovery from COVID for her husband, Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Jay Rothman and Mary, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Haley, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, and travel prayers for Michelle, Joanne McCann New, Whitney, Jude Doughton, Karen Gibbons and her daughter, Matt, Noel and his housemate, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss and her mom Cynthia, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Campamans, Sunny and Hunter Floor in Florida, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family, who they just lost their mom, and prayers for all that they're going through right now, not only with grief, but dealing with the aftermath of sorting through all the paperwork and the things that have to take place after someone leaves their physical body. There's a lot to do afterwards. Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, good morning, Marietta, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Selby Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel, and her daughter Sarah, who's, I understand, doing well in her recovery, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, EC, Shelley Newman and Terry Newman, and I think Terry's back in the hospital, Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H, Ollie the cat, Marisol Soto, good morning, Rosalind, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Tiffany Ingalls family, who's just lost their father, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger, Alan, who is Michelle's son, and Alicia, who is her daughter, Solvay Barnes, Odd Barnes, Gunn Sundal, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson, Higman Simpson, Reverend Saba, Sam, which is Suzanne's dog. Suzanne, how is Sam doing? And Lisa Jo Davis, who's making a big improvement. So good to see her recently. Jordan, Lydia, Benedita, Matt, Angeli, can't pronounce it, Bahas, Juliet Herman, Paula Graca, and my friend David Brett just informed us that his father passed. a couple of days ago. Oh, Reverend Saba is doing well. Awesome. And Sam is doing well. So glad to hear that. All right. So let's remember all of these. There's more room if you want to lift anybody up and put them on that prayer list. Thank you, Marietta. Many prayers for all as we share our blessings and gratitude with each other. So let's say this prayer together that we say every Wednesday when we share this long prayer list. And thank you all for being here to lift up every name that was on there. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. So take a breath in, absorb all those words, feel it in your heart as we lift every one of these that have been placed in our care, asking the Creator to see, acknowledge, and answer those prayers to the best and highest good of all, and to share that love out into the world. And let's lift each other. We do this every day on the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing that love with each other. Just like what the blog said, what the angels said last night. It's all about the love. Focus on love and watch what a difference it makes in the world. Richetta, thank you for being here, honey. I love you so much. Thank you for coming in. And she said, Goofy takes me for a walk 5 times a day. That's awesome. And Oksana says, when Prichetta said Goofy takes her for a walk, I read it as God takes her for a walk. Well, you know, that's what dogs are. They are spark of the divine. And they are just pure love in our life. Marietta said, let's remember to share a smile because spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. And Sam is doing well. I'm so happy to hear that, Suzanne. Billy, my sister Billy is here. We just finished our prayer list, Billy. Thank you for coming in. And I hope you are doing well. And I hope that Brian is hanging in there and doing the best that he can. All right. Let me see if I can get Leo this morning. Our buddy Leo needs to take us away. Okay, I changed a few things on YouTube, but here we go.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on. Come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. We're on the peace for peace, on our mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead wherever we may be. We create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels, and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup looking out from the top here. The coffee's always hot and the choice is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today's a new day, we all part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high five, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high five, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the P's and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of joy. Cup of joy.
That's cute, Jennifer.
Give me a cup of joy, give me a cup of joy. Give me a cup of joy, give me a cup of joy. Give me a cup of joy, give me a cup of joy. Give me a cup of joy, give me a cup of joy. Give me a cup of joy.
Whew. Thank you, Leo. And I hope the doggaroos enjoyed that blue. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a blessed day. Make it a Wow Wednesday. Go out there and share your love with others and let them know just how special they are. You can make somebody feel special just by saying hello, a warm word, a smile that goes to your eyes and you mean it. Just share that love into the world. Stay in your heart and stay blessed. And I will be back on in about an hour. We'll be doing the meditation excavation this morning. So much love to all of you. Namaste, y'all. Bye, everyone.